What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Thank you for stopping in. If you are new here to the channel, hit the subscribe button down below and ring that little bell. That will notify you of when I upload any new videos, when I go live, when I post a short, or when I post something to the community tab. And before you head out, give the video a thumbs up. That helps me out greatly. And if you have time, leave a comment down below. I look forward to interacting with everyone. Today, I think I have a pretty cool video. I kind of was thinking of it a few days ago. I'm not going to get it out before the year is over, obviously. Today is the 1st. So this will post today at least, but this might look eerily familiar. I kind of did a video on these. I did do a video on these a few days ago, but this is going to be a different set of circumstances, basically. So this video is going to be based on the best knife company of the year, in my opinion. In my mind and in my opinion, 2022 was the year of EDC. John over there just month after month put out banger after banger of all kinds of different knives. Now they are mostly related to the original Nymble configuration, but nonetheless, which we have an OG Nymble right here. This was the very first EDC knife I ever got. It's so immaculate. This is a favorite of many. This color configuration and this setup, the DLC blade is beautiful. The frag is amazing. The greenish blue hardware just makes this pop like $1 million. And everything else is amazing. The blade in M390 is phenomenal. It's hair whittling sharp, easy to deploy in every direction, every way you can think of. Awesome thumb flick, awesome regular flick, awesome front flip, reverse flick, you name it, this knife can do it. So my idea here was to basically give EDC yet another shout out. So all of these knives came out in 2022 with the exception of this one, but this is stepping in for the version 2, which is the thick boy here. Now there was a version 2 that was put out this year, so this is basically going to be filling that role. There's some slight modifications to the version 2. You get a little more blade and it's just configured slightly differently, but ultimately the same knife in a sense. So he put out 7 different styles of knives this year. He put out some OG original Nymble configurations, which were just put out with like speed hole variations. He had some frag ones, he had some smooth ones. So he put out the original Nymble this year. An amazing knife. He just recently, with Urban EDC Supply, dropped 100 of these Seigaiha Nymbles, which they turned out amazing. I I just can't get over how amazing this knife is. The blade is phenomenal. It's got the ultra comfortable in hand use. It's got all the deployment methods we all love. The detent is perfect, nice and stout on the detent. This was a Q4 release right before Christmas. He put the liner lock out middle of the year, which is this guy here. There was some issues with QSP, so these were delayed a little bit, a couple weeks anyway, nothing crazy. But this was his first attempt at a liner lock, and he just killed it. So this is the OG Nymble in a liner lock configuration. It has the Topo copper carbon fiber scales. This knife is just, it's so lightweight. It's a different feel than these frame lock Nymbles. Very, identical in their design, but just different in their locking makeup. Frame lock and liner lock, they just have a different feel to them, both in a good way. Just similar to other knives that have come out with a frame lock, then they came out with a liner. They just have a little different of a feel. Now, right before the liner locks came out, the Nymble T's were dropped. I got in late to the party on this one. I originally wanted a honeycomb pattern, and I kind of missed out on them. I could have gotten one, but ultimately I decided to just keep this one, and kind of use this Nymble T as like a kind of like my mod Nymble. I started but really didn't get much further than putting the Zircuti collar on there, and then I added the lanyard bead. But I do plan on replacing the hardware and the clip, and then I might do something to the blade or the scales or both. But just an awesome version of the original Nymble transformed into a Tanto blade. Just awesome. And one thing I love about this is the Tanto point here, the second edge, is awesomely sharp. Sometimes you get a Tanto and this secondary edge is not the sharpest. This is just well done. Got a nice bite to it all the way around. Typical ergos for a Nymble. A nice choke up point. Very comfortable back here. Just amazing from John. The idea to start with one and then just kind of transform it into a plethora of other knives is very ingenious of John. Early in the year, these bad boys came out, the Nymble X's. This is a full-size Nymble, basically. Basically a full-size. If you compare them here, you can see the size difference, and they both have their pros. You know, if you're looking for a smaller EDC that will fit a large size hand, but you don't need a lot of blade, or you aren't legally allowed to have more than 3 inches of blade, you know, this one will be right up, you know, your alley. If you can kind of carry whatever you want and you want a full size knife with a full size blade, the Nymble X, this is the sheep's foot variant. I often wondered, I might get a Nymble X version 2 with the drop point maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens, what he does with the Nymble X V2s. But just an amazing job by John on these Nymble X's. Every single knife he has come out with this year, I've been able to at least snag one version of it. Aside from the Thick Boy V2, those came out at a time where I just couldn't. I could have, but I couldn't, basically. Especially already having the version 1, and I love this version. I wouldn't have minded getting the Black Blade V2, and maybe someday I will. We will see what happens this year, but the Relative's coming, the Ronin's coming, and then a bunch of version 2s and 3s are coming of this, and then I know he'll be putting different Nymbles out in various configurations. There will be another Thick Boy coming out this year, I believe. He has said different variations of the Thick Boy will be coming out each year in limited drops. So I know 2023 is going to be a lot like 2022 for EMP EDC. Now, my favorite version of the Nymble, it's hard for me to say that, but I think that this is probably my favorite version of the Nymble. I love the handle design. If you look here, you can see how the handle is been modified for the Wharncliffe. You have a slight swoop out on the regular Nymbles, and then you have a slight swoop out and up on the W. They just fit so incredibly well. That little swell here just fits into your hand perfectly, and then if you choke up, this knife feels like I gave John my hand size or whatever, and then he built a knife to fit my hand. Just incredibly well done. I love the Nymble W. A very user-friendly knife, and along with every single one of these, he's running the best titanium you can get, titanium liner lock with the carbon fiber here, but titanium M390. This is an S35VN here from Best Tech. These are all QSP. The Relative will be Best Tech, and in Magnacut or 20CV, then he's doing a run of LMAX. So John is going to start doing different steels, which perfect timing, because you don't want to keep putting out the same steel, you know, every single run. So I think that was good timing on his part to start changing it up a little bit, start experimenting with different steels. He has said he's going to start doing different handle patterns like honeycomb, or I think he said the frag will stick around in some of these, but he's going to kind of go away from the frag. So there might be some you can still get in the frag variations as time goes on. But if you really want a frag Nymble, I would get it sooner rather than waiting till later, because he might slowly, put these on the back burner just because he's put so many frag out. And there's other patterns I'm sure that he is looking at, and different milling patterns. There's like jigged style things you could do, honeycomb. It's almost endless. Milling lines, vertically, horizontally, patterns, different stuff. So I think he's going to probably work away maybe from the frag, but we will see. But I just wanted to give credit where credit is due. As far as a small maker, a small designer, not maker, he's a designer. But as far as a small private designer, he basically, you know, he didn't put out as many knives as like Civivi or Kaiser did. But if you compare the companies that Kaiser and Civivi are, the how large they are, and then how small of an operation EMP is, he just put fireball after fireball. All these are bangers. If you had any one of these knives, I guarantee you would be happy. Now, there's some people I think who got like the Nymble X and they preferred the smaller size, and I think vice versa. Some people got the OG style Nymble and preferred this size, and there's probably different things like that where somebody got the Tanto and they preferred the drop point or whatever. But 99% of the people who I'm sure got a Nymble at any course of the year or even a thick boy was very, very happy with their purchase. Yes, these are OEM by QSP out of China, and Best Tech here, but I guarantee if John could and keep the price where it is, he would look for an American OEM. But to put something like this out through an American OEM, you're talking at least 40% more on the price. These range between like 280 and 300. I guarantee they'd be up in like the 450 range, somewhere in that area, 400 to 450, maybe even a little bit more. So I think a lot of guys would if they could. It just doesn't make sense for them to do that. If they want to keep the price as low as they can, and still put out an awesome product, that's the way to go. And that's just the world that we live in. We can make stuff cheaper elsewhere and put it back out for a better price than we can make it here in the United States. It's just, that's how the cookie crumbles. There's no way around it. No matter what you want to say, what the reason is, or whatever. That's just how it is. It doesn't change the fact that John is an American. He has an American company. So that is all that I need to know. And John is an awesome dude. When drops are coming, he keeps everyone posted on the whole process from start to finish. If he does a pre-order, like every week there's an update, or every other week there's an update, keeping the EMP EDC fan base aware of what is going on. You know, he keeps you posted, and I truly appreciate that, and I'm sure tons and tons of other people appreciate that as well. Because there are some makers, designers, whatever, who will do a pre-order and then not let anyone know anything for a year or a year and a half. You know, it might give you one update, which is unacceptable. If you're going to do a pre-order and you're going to take everyone's hard-earned money, and then not let anyone know anything about, you know, other than you had some issues, uh, you know, I don't want to hear that shit. I want to hear an update, you know, at least once a month. Like, this is what's going on. Uh, we're it's going to be this long, you know, whatever the case is, we deserve to know. We already paid for the product, so we should know, you know, what the deal is. I don't even like talking about it. It just frustrates me, you know, to no end. When you got guys like John and Vero and other companies and guys who let you know what is going on every step of the way. And I truly appreciate that. So, in my mind, uh, there's no other answer. If someone were to say, who is the knife company of the year? This is where I would go. EMPEDC just knocked it out of the park. And not only did he come out with a bunch of different versions of knives, he consistently puts out new products, new beads, new stickers, new patches, new hanks, different like pocket junk like Knucks and all kinds of various stuff. He just recently put out one or two different versions of some pouches in collaboration with Shadowborn Hanks. So he just keeps on growing and putting more stuff out, and I cannot wait to see what he comes up with in 2023. I think he, I think he's gonna add something else new, like maybe a pry bar or something. That's just, I'm guessing, I'm hoping actually. That would be awesome if he starts putting other products like that out, a pry bar or a pen or a flashlight or whatever the hell. Doesn't matter to me because I'll end up buying it anyway. But so I'm giving the award to Knife Company of the Year to EMP EDC. Just an amazing job. He has killed it over the last 2 years, especially in 2022. And I look forward to what's to come with him. I cannot wait to get the relative in, the Magna Cut relative, and that is going to be badass. I already know it. I can't wait to get it. It should be this month. I believe that we should get them. I know they are on the way, I believe. So it should be just a matter of time until they are in the hands of the people who pre-ordered them. So with all that being said, if you are still here, I appreciate you. I love you. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Do you think EMPEDC is the knife company of the year? Do you think I'm crazy? Do you think both? Let me know down below. And before you head out, give me a thumbs up. And if you're still here and you are not subscribed for some reason, hit that subscribe button, please. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a safe day. Have a good night. And I will catch you guys later.